I'm 34 years old. I work as a traveling insurance adjuster, which means I'm on the road more than I'm home. Most weeks, I'm checking claims in small towns, meeting with clients, staying in cheap motels just long enough to sleep and move on. It's not glamorous, but it pays the bills. This happened 3 years ago in a town called Halverton, Wyoming. You've probably never heard of it. Most people haven't. Tiny place, no more than 4,000 residents. I was there to inspect a fire claim at a diner that had partially burned down. It should have been routine. 2 nights, but instead, I ended up in a room that doesn't exist. The hotel was called the Halverton Inn, older brick building just off the highway. Faded sign, peeling paint, and an empty parking lot. But inside, the woman at the front desk was pleasant enough. Late 50s, white hair pulled into a bun, old-fashioned clothes like she'd stepped out of a different decade. She gave me a warm smile. "Checking in?" "Yeah," I replied. "Reservation for Michael Langston." She typed something on an old keyboard, then nodded. "Of course. Room 313. End of the hall. 3rd floor." I hesitated. 3rd floor. The hotel looked like it only had 2, but I didn't say anything. I figured maybe there was a mezzanine or a converted attic floor. I took the keys, a real metal key, not a card, and rode the creaky elevator up. There was a button for 3, so I pressed it. The elevator groaned, then rose slowly, shakily. When the doors opened, the hallway was ... art. The carpet was darker, a deep burgundy that looked nearly black. The lighting was dim, flickering slightly. The hallway smelled of dust and something older like mildew or faded perfume. I walked to the end, found room 313, and unlocked the door. The room was on. The old wallpaper, dated furniture, a CRT television bolted to the dresser. But it was too quiet. I mean, dead quiet. I couldn't hear the hum of the fridge or the ticking of the wall clock. No traffic outside, just absolute stillness. I tried the TV. It turned on, but only displayed static. No channels, not even a menu. I remember sitting on the edge of the bed and thinking, this place feels wrong. But I was tired. I'd driven 6 hours, and my meeting wasn't until the next morning. So I laid down. That night, I dreamed I was in the hallway, but it wasn't empty. There were people standing outside the other rooms. Men and women, dressed like the 1950s, all of them facing their doors, unmoving, silent. Their skin looked pale. Their clothes were soaked, dripping, though there was no water on the carpet. One of them turned, and even in the dream, I felt my body go cold. His eyes were hollow, not empty, wrong, sunken, lifeless, but aware, watching. I woke up drenched in sweat. I checked the time, 3:13 a.m. Exactly. The digital clock next to the bed flickered once, then turned off completely. Everything in the room went dark, including the hallway light spilling in under the door. I got up to check the switch. Nothing worked. No lights, no outlets. But my phone still had battery. I grabbed it and turned on the flashlight, and that's when I noticed the door was open. Not wide, just an inch. Enough to show darkness beyond it. I know I locked it. I always lock my door. Always. I walked toward it slowly and peeked into the hallway. Every light was out. The whole floor was pitch black. And then I saw them. Those same people from the dream. Just shadows now, barely visible in the dim beam of my flashlight, standing motionless down the hall. And they were facing me. I shut the door, locked it, pushed the desk in front of it for good measure. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. When morning came, everything looked normal. Lights were working, door still locked. No one in the hallway. I grabbed my bag and headed downstairs. At the front desk, the clerk was a different young guy, early 20s. I asked him, casually, "Hey, how many floors does this place have?" He blinked. 2. I paused. "Are you sure?" My room was on the 3rd floor, 313. He looked confused. Typed something on his computer. "There is no room." 313, he said. I stared at him. "That's the room I stayed in last night." He shook his head slowly and said something that made my blood run cold. "There's no 3rd floor anymore. It was closed off years ago after a fire, a long time ago. I mean, like the 50s. No one goes up there." I asked him to come see it. He humored me. We went to the elevator. It only had buttons for 1 and 2. The 3 button was gone. Just an empty metal panel where it used to be. I insisted I'd pressed it. I'd been up there. We took the stairs instead. When we reached the second-floor landing, the stairs just stopped, blocked off by a heavy wooden door, bolted shut, padlocked, thick chain across it. "Yeah," he said nervously. "No one's opened that in decades, but I had. Somehow, I had." I left immediately. Later that day, during my inspection, I casually asked one of the town's fire marshals if he knew anything about the Halverton Inn. He laughed. "You mean the one with the haunted third floor?" That caught my attention. He explained that in 1954, a fire had broken out on the upper floor, an electrical issue. 13 guests died. Most of them were trapped in their rooms. Some were never recovered. They say room 313 was the origin point, and ever since, strange things have happened to people who stay there when the room appears. It doesn't show up for everyone, only some. The legend goes, if you wake up at 3:13 a.m. in that room, it's because they want you to see them. And if you stay another night, they'll want you to join them. I didn't go back. I never will. But sometimes, late at night, I dream of that hallway. And I'm always standing in the doorway of 313, and they're always waiting.